Hey, what's up, you guys? We are finally here for the last episode of Hanako Season 2. Um, I know this is very delayed, very far off, but it's also partly because I didn't, I was busy, genuinely, but then also I was procrastinating. I am sad that this is over already, but, enough's enough. No more stalling. We have to just accept it and jump in and face reality, I guess. But let's get started with the episode and the count of 3, 2, 1, now. Now. Whew. Immediately where we left off. I only wished, oh, for your happiness. That was all, and yet... Okay. Yeah, we know it was not what you meant, but you had to have known that Ko wasn't gonna stand back there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Oh. All the music. Yep. She does. Oh. Oh, God. Mm. Yeah. We know you did everything because you wanted that wish to come true for her, but... Gotta understand, there's still a lot she would not want you to do. You're playing hero. Mm-hmm. His demeanor, yeah. Take care of things at home. Oh. Because you're weak and I envy it. But, okay, anyways. Whew. He should have seen it coming. The sound effect on your voice, man. You guys are trying, but no, that interaction is not gonna just be pushed off to the side. Yeah. Ooh, wait, it was the shadow from... Oh, he's just gonna take that. Ooh. Okay, yep. Hey, you're back, man. Oh. Ooh. He's not really in the mindset to just stop. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Nope. Oh. No. Yeah, man, trauma here. It's not... Yeah, yeah. Oh. They're the ones being fucking used as tools, of course. Yeah, Sumire. Fucking idiots. No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, no, definitely didn't know peace. Executioner here. Ooh, okay, Ko. careful, bud. Okay. Jeez, I'm so tense. Very nonchalant in this exchange, even now. Yep, you're not used to that. Hmm. Oh gosh, Ko's really getting psychoanalyzed this whole time. Go home. And then playing into him literally just getting called weak by his brother. Okay. Ow. Okay. That's not it. He'll come back. Ooh. Nice! Yeah! God, that was okay. That was a lot in such a short period of time. We still don't know everything about that, though. Have meant something. It's him being... What's the Yeah, possessive was one thing. Okay, that's your takeaway. I mean, it's true. It's true, but... Yashiro, anyone could have seen that. Oh my god, Yashiro. Sure, yeah, oh my god. Oh my god, Hanako. Yeah, yeah, sure, uh-huh. Okay, that's a good one, that's a good one. And he lost it, he lost it. No, 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 he's just embarrassed. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Gosh. So many emotions. So many. Whew. I don't know if it's gonna be that simple. Yeah. Oh no, it hurt him. Huh. Oh! Damn, hey, Natsuhiko. Yeah, no, you actually came at a really good time, but yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's a look. Oh, okay. I don't like that we technically helped him there, but at the same time, I'm glad Ko's not in any worse danger. Yashiro. I don't know. Show us your eyes there, Hanako. Mm-hmm. Though Mitsuba's case was also in part to definitely trying to scare her out of this too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. Oh! Fuck, Tsukasa. Okay. Took the easy way out, too. Mm. Okay, the Yorishiro come back. I don't know. No. 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 If it's coming from Tsukasa, I don't want it. I yeah. Collect rumors about all seven wonders? Puzzle pieces. He literally took the puzzle. Oh. Sent her back where she came from. That priestess to number 6's boundary, too. See if the girl... Oh. Yep. Number 5. No, 3 won't be a problem, you say. Number 4's done, too. Finally go outside. Oh, sure you are. No! Don't, no. I'm sorry, I'm just repeating myself, but... But with a fucking cliffhanger like that, of course, that's all I can say. Okay. I guess we're gonna, start talking about this episode and all of the highs and lows. There's, like, what, 1 minute of a high, and then the rest is very low, so, fun. And I'm gonna talk about it in order then, too. You know, there's, like, no reason for me not to just do it in order and have everything kind of just fall into place as I talk about it. for one camera, I'm standing way too tall. But Teru's reactions during this whole part here, like, I was getting a little upset with him, especially towards, like, because you're weak, but then saying he envied it, in the sense of, too, I imagine being sent on all of these missions and being praised as a kid and, you know, relied on so much would fuck you up. I'm not going to say it wouldn't. It 100% would. But in the sense, too, though, of how he kind of took it out on Ko in the moment here, like, I said in order, but I'm, like, skipping over this whole first part. But it's just, in saying, like, oh, you're playing hero, which, while Ko genuinely wants these things to work out, he wants to be able to help everybody, which, you know, in some cases does make him in this, like, hero position. But that's not him just being like, oh, I want the recognition as a hero. It genuinely is just like, no, I want them to be happy. And in this case, too, it's not like, yes, he's helping Yashiro because he said he'd be in her corner, but he also came in wanting something. He wants to see Mitsuba again. He doesn't want it to end like that. It's just painful seeing Ko, like, throughout this season, get questioned. We get his mother's situation thrown at us via him being in a house that's using what he deeply wishes for against him, trying to keep him captured, like, trapped in there. Just to go into this situation of, oh, my brother wants me to go behind my friend's back, and so that way he can exercise Hanako. And it's true. I would say, while Ko has varying opinions and thoughts on Hanako, it all genuinely comes down to Yashiro, his connections with Yashiro. And okay. Let's have the first part go through. Everything would have worked out just fine, is what you were going to say. Hanako, I know you were doing this as your last-ditch effort, and you wanted everything to work out, but just like how I was getting on Teru for not knowing Ko was going to ultimately do something like this for Yashiro, you need to understand Yashiro a lot more as well. If there's a will, she'll find it. She'll find the way. I just realized I didn't change the title on this one thing, but besides that distracting the hell out of me, yeah, no, it's not gonna be that simple. It never was, so it continues that trend. Yeah, she's being just straight up about everything here. Here too, if we had time, if this wasn't such a, like, dire situation, right? And again, it comes down to time. If only there was more time, so we could have maybe thought of a different strategy, a different way about going here. And in this moment too, this is the reunion that's really emotionally built up, and so there's so much being said that can't actually get digested due to circumstances. Because she mentions I couldn't go to the boundary, I got trapped in a weird house, and he can fire some quick, like, what? House? What's that? But it's just too tense of a moment, and then we see later, when the moment calms down, and, you know, maybe there could have been a chance to talk more, that's when Yashiro's gonna tell us her thoughts, which leads to more tense emotion, to Tsukasa going, hi there. I bet you've been wondering where I've been. So Yeah, don't forget about the pizza. Yeah. Start complaining first thing. She does. I get why you're thinking this way. But who? The VA is killing it. You don't have to make that wish come true. I'm genuinely at this moment just rewatching. Yeah, the look on his face here. Before we switch back over to the other group. I've had it with your playing hero. Okay. I didn't think you'd actively get in my way. Yeah, just that revelation too. He's like, well, that's, like, the right attitude for an exorcist. Where, again, Soko naturally, like, we see that he can develop and get stronger in the future, right? We briefly saw that with Mirai. But what we're kind of getting shown here, too, though, is whether if at first it was to protect him, or if it was, like, genuinely just the fucking higher-ups in the family being absolute assholes, Kel was just deliberately left out. You know, he's really good at the housework. He's filling in the role that his mom has unfortunately left. And that's kind of just what he's been told to do. And we see constant moments of this is how you should think. This and that. It's like we're exorcist. And Teru going, it's the right attitude for an exorcist. It's like, Ko didn't have to... He doesn't go through 90% of what you're doing, because for some of it, maybe it was your own choice of not bringing him in, and for the others, I guarantee you it probably wasn't actually Teru. It was like the higher-ups going, let's not involve this one, it doesn't show as much talent as this other young one here. But I think the way it comes out, even though we can see why Teru would get mad in this situation, he just wanted his brother to, in his own words, like, do a simple thing, right? Like, not necessarily be super helpful, but just not get in the way. Which, it's fucked up to even consider that, though. To even, like, look at him and go, I wasn't actually expecting you to be much help. That in itself is such a terrible thing to say. For me personally, and it could just be, you know, circumstances that lead me to be a lot more aggressive towards Teru always, but holy shit. Take care of things at home. Because, yeah, because you're weak, and then, but sometimes I envy your weakness. Which, you know, I imagine that's true, because when he says weak, it can be in reference to many things, whether it be through his talents not being as developed, so maybe he's not, like, he doesn't have so much weight on his shoulders and expectation, or it could even just be in the way he's able to view other things outside of, you know, the exorcist line of thinking. But I still think in his methods of always kind of being very overbearing and just when he needs to layering on his hatred towards the apparitions and such, it's a little crazy and a bit much to just expect anyone, but especially like your younger sibling, to just take and follow through with all the time. Just like his way of thinking's been developed from how he's been raised, Ko kind of being this caretaker more like at home, he's going to naturally probably want to see the people around him happy. And that's going to be slowly become one of his things. Like, yes, he's going to want to do stuff himself. You know, he wants to be able to help out, not just stand back in the sidelines. I think, yeah, end of part 1, we had him having the discussion with Hanako when they were trying to get out of the painting as well. It's like, well, you always talk, you say all these things, but I'm, like, in reference with Hanako, I'm always the one who has to get us out of it. And it's getting, like, repurposed and re-shown here with Teru. Different context, but it's a very similar, like, you're talking so big, but, like, you're weak, you're not able to do this, you're just playing it, you're filling in this role type of deal. But yeah, and then we have Akane and Aoi come in, breaking up the fight. Akane going on with his usual kind of back and forth bickering with Teru, while in his very awkward way that we briefly get to see with Yashiro, just try to uplift Ko a little bit, just to ease the tension, for them to finally maybe get out of this. You know, we have Aoi right here. Maybe we can get out of this place and call it good. We did what we wanted to do. We achieved our goal. But as always, life has other plans, and Ko is rightfully kind of like he should in the moment still be very wary of his surroundings. It did seem to be a calm moment, but given where we are, it is always good to be prepared. But at the same time, still, the argument he just got into with his brother is very severe and not something that would leave most people's mind clear in the moment. So when he gets jumped by number 6 here, man. There's so much of this episode. Yeah, I never asked anyone to protect me. And in comes this asshole. That is an interesting detail, too, that I'll talk about since he mentioned it. The place stopped collapsing, so I came to check. And he's going to comment later, after he beats them all up, that it still hasn't started collapsing again. Like, it hasn't continued on. It stayed in stasis. Does that have something to do, like... Because there's more parties here. We have, like, you know, Hanako and Yashiro off to one side. We know that we have Natsuhiko and fucking Tsukasa here. Why would... Like, it was in action, so why would it seemingly suddenly stop? Like, completely. And if beating these guys didn't interfere with it, which party, which group was the reason why it was able to stay halted? Awfully weak over the years. Oh man, Ko needs so much of a break from all this. Yep. Oh man, I still remember the comment of number 6 is a funny guy. So funny. But as of this moment, well, I mean, Akane was recovering from his initial wound, so while he doesn't look as bad as Teru, he could be in about the same state. I'm sorry, I'm like waiting for a specific line here. Ah, you got the piece you deserved, guys. That's what I'd like to know. Okay. But that whole time of, like, thinking back to the questions, we had clearly one of the exorcists saying, how come you aren't, like, scared? Which, like, looking at this, clearly he was used as a means of protecting the soon-to-be sacrifices, so he was given that role, and in that he would face times of, like, why me? Because genuinely, why are these girls being just picked at and thrown off a cliff in the means of, oh, this will definitely protect our village and keep us safe? So, like, around a lot of the questions that he himself doesn't really understand, it's just, when we get this scene and put it up together with, when Ko actually gets a hit on him, is what I really want to try to focus on here. With any luck, I'll be able to, but yeah. Then first initial bit of the fight is a lot of Ko reacting on emotion whilst not being prepared to wield the sword, because naturally it's not what he's been using in training and practicing for. So it's throwing him off balance a lot. Yeah. But yeah, this is where he's asking for his reasons, like, do you care enough about that girl to risk your life? Do you want revenge? Do you want revenge for the relative who went down shielding you? And then just says, go home. Literally babying him almost. It's like, oh, you're too weak for this. You don't actually have that much connection or reason to be here. So just, scurry off. Go do your own thing. You don't need to be here. Because how much stronger I am. I don't make a habit of tormenting kids. Literally playing with him. Want to die then. This. Don't you value your life? Is dying like that your ideal? Like, thinking back to Sumire specifically and going, is dying like that your ideal? But this also, it's like, oh, so, you know, maybe you're doing this because someone asked you to do it and told you to die for it, too. Like, clearly you're not here on your own incentive. Clearly it's, you were asked to do this, and so you're doing it. When the ritual fails and the boundary opens up, he'll come back. Yeah, thinking like maybe that can be a cure there for Yashiro as well. Who cares? I'll make everyone happy anyways. Not because they expected of me, want that of me. It's because I want to do it. Which is, oh my gosh. Ko, I want... Happiness. I never wished for that or have been asked for it either. While thinking back to her. There's so much there. I mean, clearly it's still going to continue on. That's what is happening next. Like following immediately after where we're going to get cliffhanged. Because it's going to be based off supposedly, you know, breaking the Yorishiro, aka Sumire. Which is not good. By the way, the cutoff from all of that emotional stuff to here, I feel like I wasn't able to... Like, the whole time I think I was in shock. I think I still am, just going through it and then getting to pause and speak for a moment. But genuinely, the cutoff of Ko getting to land that hit and, like, this brief dialogue, internal monologue. Monologue's not really correct, but internal talk from number 6, like, to this, just, there was so much I wanted to just say, but then decided to focus on, and it's still kind of here, that feeling. But yeah. It's like, as long as you lived, even if you hated me, you still managed to continue on. Yeah, I can't grow up with you. Can't stay by your side for long. Will have meant something, not been meaningless. But yeah, here. Live a life I gave you, not the boy or anyone else. Yashiro summing it up to being possessive is one way, but there's another word too. It's just slipping my mind towards Hanako's wish here. In a way, it's selfish too. Selfish is another good topic for this, going into the possessive, but... That's his way of leaving his mark, showing like too. It's a way for him to continue on in the story for her, even though in the long run he's hoping she'll just forget, because then she'll move on with her life. But Yashiro, being the ray of sunshine she is, just trying to really light up the mood of this scene with her internal monologue of, oh my god, was that him saying he's possessive? Does that mean he likes me? Because, yeah, her being able to spring back after having a probably decently big cry session. I know. Yeah, Yashiro. It's almost like people have said this before. Understandable, yeah, no. uh... Yeah, Yashiro, you sold this. Why? Flowers, just sparkles everywhere. Really kept that cool facade. This is going back to season 1 when she was imagining her ideal person, and even when she was denying Hanako, it looked like this. For YouTube over here. You can't fully see him, but it looked like that. Like, she couldn't be any more clear. And then him the whole time. She thinks he's gonna, like, he should just straight up say it, but then also, he's gonna get embarrassed. If you get confronted like that, especially in a high emotional time too, like, he's processing the fact that he even's getting this chance to speak with you again, you're gonna be a little bit like, And he's always been tight-lipped with how he felt. Even when they were in the picture-perfect arc, he wasn't, like, straightforward with what he was thinking and feeling. I mean, he did technically invite her to a movie, but outside of that, cuter when you're happy and smiling, yep. And then his personality slips in. Woo! Another gorgeous day, long life. Why does that turtle have a tail? These two bickering, man. Nope. The moment that thought came to mind is when this kicks in. Okay. I didn't say much during this, because let's see if I can even say anything about it now. But I'm glad I did, and the way they took time to animate all of that. Very specifically. His eyes. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get the chance to see you again, but I'm super happy I did. It doesn't make sense. The music in this moment. Yeah, that's not a moment it's okay. My brief description. There was joy in getting to see them together. But then I think it's the weight of everything that's going on too that, like, takes over. I'm not expressing probably the excitement. Yeah, I'm definitely not expressing that. But it's there, but then I guess it's because of just the circumstances. And then now that I've watched the episode, I know how that's going to end up too. Oh. Because, yeah, no, you heard him. You definitely got a good hit on him. But it's running on instinct. It's just his body going autopilot now. So, right as things are probably going to go in the route I don't want to see, we have Natsuhiko come in. which, you know, for a moment brought joy, but it's this look right here. But he ruins our plans, so thank you for helping me take him out. Yeah, this look here. I've never been this frightened by Natsuhiko. Like, what is the big plans here? We're going to go through the part with Tsukasa talking to Sakura, but what is their end goal here? They said to go outside. And our boy Hanako needs to get Yashiro out of this while not letting this newfound plan that Tsukasa dragged out of him come to, like, I don't, if it's something from Tsukasa in their group, I'm very scared about what it ultimately is going to entail, and I don't want their, like, Hanako and Yashiro's newfound, you know, open talk about their feelings to equate to even greater tragedy. But we know Hanako's track record when it comes to Yashiro, and she has vented to him numerous times, hey, talk to me, it's something about me, let me know, let me be a part of the planning, your thoughts. But he also thinks, oh, this is the best way, this is the only way, so he just goes and does it, and it's like, I'm very concerned about how this ended off. So concerned. But yeah, here. When she started pulling out all of these games, I got a little worried. I will admit I noticed her backpack, did not comment on it, and now knowing what was in her backpack, I should have commented on it, because, oh my god. Never-ending all-white puzzle. Yeah. Her tone here, too. She's playing it very nonchalant. Even if this was something she thought about a decent bit before coming in, I do feel like, still, even if she believes 100% this is what she wants to do then, that she's really playing it up. I'll live my best dead person life. No. Yep. Even in that brief like noise, like there was a stutter, like there was actual, like, so much emotion carried in that, like stunned, but also like, really, and then jumping straight into, I'm going to really make you think this through again. I'm going to make you reconsider what you just said. Do you know what this entails? Do you know what it means for you to stay here? Instantly aggressive about it. Yeah. Yeah. Thinks the rumor Mitsuba had, like, nothing. You wouldn't be you if you didn't paint selfish, childish pictures of a future where things just work out. So don't say you wouldn't mind dying. While he's literally pleading here, his eyes, the shake. In a perfect world, like I imagine Hanako hearing her say, "Oh, I don't mind dying," would still be like a, what? What do you mean you wouldn't mind dying? But in this case too, the way she had it pictured out, it's like, well, I'll just stay here, I'll be the one, and then like in her mind being able to still spend time with Hanako and all of that. Whereas for him, he knows it wouldn't exactly work out that way. It is true. We know Mitsuba was like fading, he was getting lost while being stuck there, trying to handle his last regret. And the minute that he almost accomplished it thanks to Ko, we had Tsukasa come in and absolutely ruin it. But, you know, it was a case of, if she simply perishes, and, you know, she's more of a ghost in this sense, she's not going to be able to stay forever. She would have to go. And then, apparition-wise, who knows what she'd become? Could this be a case of, you know, we got our current Mitsuba and he became number 3? Would that, like, be a circumstance where she would have to become some, like, bigger figure in this to maybe be able to keep her personality, her thoughts? And even then, it's just so complex. We briefly just know that Hanako has this position because it's his way of repenting, right? Or at least that's briefly how he explains it all the way back in, like, episode 2 of season 1. And Yashiro hasn't done anything that would really need repenting. So it's not like that's just something that's going to fall into her hands, like, hey, do this, and, you know, maybe we'll forgive you for your crimes. But, jeez. Here's where everything's gonna go downhill. Oh my god. A season 3 would probably continue this painful hell. Not that it's been announced, sadly. I forget how far we are into the manga, though. After this point. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've read any of this part of the... I read up to, I think, right before Tsukasa shows up. So him showing up actually was a surprise for me. So, easy way out, remember? Yeah. Make her give up. Like, yeah, force her to say no. Rubbing his shortcomings in his face. Only Yashiro. Can't use a stand-in anymore. Better come up with another plan. Completely ignoring Yashiro to get into his head here. What purpose does Tsukasa want for this plan? If I break all the wonders, a god will grant my wish. But if this is Tsukasa wanting this, and it's a god will grant a wish, a singular wish, this isn't going to work out for Hanako in the end. I don't think so at all. What is Tsukasa's goal? What, 36 episodes if we add them all together, and we still know basically nothing about his ideal goals here, right? we now know this, like, time paradox loop situation going on where when Ko and Yashiro ran into little baby Tsukasa in the house, it seemed to have almost made him excited and talked him into going back, which led to why Hanako's here today. He ended up killing Tsukasa and then taking himself out. So after this, after little baby Tsukasa was like, that's gonna be fun if Amane kills me. Like, okay, after all that happens, what is his new plan now that they're here in the afterlife as these apparitions? Getting, what wish would he want the god to answer and, you know, take? And also, why would a god, if you destroy the 7 Yorishiro, why would that make the god and, like, grant you a wish? If, like, they were put down there to keep order of things. Wouldn't that just be counterintuitive? Like, what is behind this? We still don't know how this apparition, like, wonder system really goes down and works. There's too many questions and not enough answers in any way, shape, or form, and I don't know how to handle that. And while I do want to listen to the fucking song again, we're going to skip over it really quick. Okay. There was so much in this episode, it felt both long and short at the same time. Yeah, if you collect rumors about all 7 wonders, I want to know what that means now. Because, is that referencing to the Yorishiro? And then, yeah, completing the white puzzle. And literally almost done with it, too. Sent her back to where she came from. The connection between these two is still so far away. Yeah, the priestess. So sending Yashiro there. If that girl could break a Yorishiro shaped like a person. I mean, Sumire did say she would let her, but then, you know, she also went, like, at least give me a chance. Hanako's still in his current spot. At least from what we saw, which means that he had to have let Yashiro get, like, spirited away. There's no way things can go and play out how he wants them. Like, ignoring the Hanako part, where maybe he's finally learned from the times he's had Yashiro cry on his shoulder about, like, leaving her out of things and not letting her be a part of the plans. Like, his track record is still reckless as fuck. So would he go along with this not knowing Tsukasa's endgame? Would he really, like, is he going to let Yashiro go through whatever hell trial Tsukasa's ultimately putting her through with this situation with Sumire? Because initially, he said, like, going back to season 1, it's like, we're gonna break the Yorishiro and then I can reaccount, like, because he said that was to track down the traitor, the one who's making all these apparitions go crazy. But now in this application, it's to get a god's wish grant? But yeah, don't worry about that. We'll be over soon. Is that in reference to what happened on the other side? Yeah. 3 won't be a problem, but that's not one we've handled yet. Number 4's done. Don't like that. Once we... Ooh. We can go outside. What does that mean? Overjoyed. And then it's just Hanako here. The backpack's still there, but she's gone. Supposedly back where Sumire is. And then... Just... What? Deep in thought? That's just mean. That is just absolutely mean. And we don't know about the others, technically. I imagine Natsuhiko didn't actually do anything bad, so maybe they're all very much so beat up, very injured, in a bad state. But does this mean, because, you know, the place stayed the same, and they're against number 6, so in theory, we're hoping that Ko, Teru, Akane, and Aoi do manage to make it back to the living realm, back to our side of things. Because we don't get to see that. We don't get the update on that. All we know for sure is Hanako is still here, definitely deep in thought, really, hopefully feeling the weight of his decisions, where Yashiro is stated to have been dropped off over with Sumire, with the goal of her breaking the Yorishiro, which is Sumire herself. Hey guys, and this is the episode they decided to put a kiss in it. I didn't want it to be the priority. This is just mean. This is just so mean. It makes sense. It does, but it's awful. It's just awful. And then, yeah, at one point that means Mitsuba's going to be put under fire. Breaking the Yorishiro, not that... We don't know what fucking Mitsuba's Yorishiro is, though. Yeah, I guess that depends. What would his Yorishiro be? We don't know what Hanako's technically is. We don't know Mitsuba's. Did we figure out number 1's? I don't think we dealt with number 1's Yorishiro either. So there's still so many mysteries behind them. And again, now it's just a new factor of, it's not like, oh, we're doing this to weed out a traitor. It's supposedly this is now the number 1 new only way to keep Yashiro alive. After she herself had kind of been like, I don't care anymore. I don't mind dying. And, you know, I don't quite believe that either. It's probably something she thought about and decided was one of the better options, especially if she considered that maybe that means she can stay with Hanako too, so it saves her best friend and gives her time with Hanako. But it was still very rash and not really a probably super 100% really deeply letting herself feel it type of decision. And, you know, Ko now having to deal with probably the guilt of what happened with Teru, and maybe even, depending on what happens from now on, given that number 6 seems to be almost out of commission, if things start going crazy at school due to the Tsukasa, Natsuhiko, and Sakura group, I wonder how that would affect Ko, given that Mitsuba would probably get dragged along as well. He's not just going to be able to freely walk around. We have Tsukasa here to drag him back in whenever need be, so... Oh gosh. Yay, I get to go back to the manga, guys. I'm free. I'm saying this because I hate this cliffhanger. I'm actually upset. I knew I wasn't gonna like it. But I was not expecting it to go that hard. I should have. I knew that them having this discussion was gonna be involved. The opening gave this away. But I still didn't think it would hit me this hard. That's all on me. I have to edit this, so I really should stop rambling and all of that. Fucking Ko, though, being able to put all that work in. I appreciate Ko so much. He does so much for us. And, you know, the story genuinely uses him as a fucking punching bag. It's quite mean. Well, I look forward to ever getting to hear about the announcement of a season 3. I will definitely be picking up the After School Hanako, in which, you know, we're going to be in for so much humor. that maybe I can cover up the trauma of all of this. And then, you know, just be on, we're all going to be on the lookout for future content. I feel like I will break and read the manga more. I don't usually talk manga much. I think I did once, and I think it was for Bloom Into You years ago. So I don't know if I'll be, like, doing content on, like, you know, the manga chapters and all of this shit. If you're interested, let me know, but odds are I probably won't. That's just not something I usually do, and I feel like I could maybe come up with a setup for it, but it's a very big maybe. So if I do, great. If I don't be surprised. But, yeah. How did you guys feel about this episode? Did the cliffhanger get to you? How did you feel about every part of this, given the stuff with Teru and Ko, going into the Ko and number 6, going into Yashiro and Hanako, having this heart-to-heart briefly, into revelations of Yashiro just saying, you know, maybe I'll stay behind, I'll accept death here and just, you know, be able to spend time with you, right? And then Tsukasa and maybe what he could be thinking, could be planning. Do we think things are going to go smoothly on either party, whether it be Hanako to Tsukasa? I personally don't see Hanako being able to work with Tsukasa, because I feel like there has to be a part of him that will start to really question it, even if initially it seems like the only way to continue on with his wish of making sure Yashiro continues living. Even though she herself now is kind of just like, I don't want this. This is too far to keep me alive. And, you know, all of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it down in the comment section, or if for you guys over on Patreon, in the community chat. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you all have a great day or night, whenever the heck you're watching this. And, I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.